Thank you for your response to this week's ethics question. I really don't like the assignment that much because it's one of those that should get you angry and think, oh, the company is horrible. Trust me, I work for a corporation. The ethics issues that you have to deal with have more to do with pressure. Pressure that will come from bosses, pressure that comes from investors. So more realistically, the type of problem you're going to have is you need to have something done by a certain time. And the only way to get it done is to try to contact the individuals who are working on the project or maybe an outside vendor. And the outside vendor will say something to the effect like, well, our normal fee is $10,000. But we can expedite this and get this done for you for $10,000 plus $2,000 for me personally, like hush money. And of course you're like, oh, that's wrong. I can't give you some extra money. But then you think about it, it's like, well, it's only $2,000 more. We could probably work it into the budget for the company. And then you end up spending the $12,000, which itself would be fine if it's a normal fee for some rushed work. But when it's $10,000 on the book and $2,000 that goes toward the bonus that goes into someone's pocket, that's unethical, because what you're really trying to do is get work done and pay someone off in a way that's not ethical. So those are the kind of things that you really could deal with in a business situation. Has more to do with the pressures that you don't want to do something unethical, but you know that if you don't, you may not be able to get your job done to the satisfaction of your employer. Likewise, maybe there's an issue where you could use a vendor, but that vendor pollutes a little bit more. And so they have more issues with the environment, but they're cheaper. So if they're cheaper, you can make more of a profit on your product, and that's great. That's what it's all about in business, right? Well, it sounds like a great idea if you choose to do so because you have made money for the company, but then again, when it comes out that the vendor that's being used actually pollutes the environment more, it can all come back and collapse on you. So ethics has to do with those morals of what's right and wrong. And it's so easy to go outside of those morals because you're trying to do something for the company or for yourself, whatever it might be. And it seems so easy, so minor, so trivial, but it's not, especially when you get caught. So my suggestion is always set your own standards and morals and stick to them. Even if it means you have to lose your job with the company, don't go into those gray areas. Otherwise, you end up with what's called Dieselgate, when Volkswagen had decided to manipulate the software so its diesel cars would seemingly have much better emissions than they actually did. Someone actually sat down and created that software knowing that it was unethical, and it cost the company, Volkswagen, tens of billions of dollars. It wasn't worth it. So think about what your ethics are, think about what you're doing, think about why you're doing it, and think about what's going to happen when you get caught.